It's not just was I still am. We did it in 2018, Claudia, and then it was very successful, the first tour, and then we started again 220 for obvious reasons. We stopped it because of COVID. And even now, and this is our third, this is our second tour really, because the first one was cut short after a couple of weeks. But even now, before I go on stage, it's a 2-hour show, and there's 158 pages of dialogue. I'm on 140 of those pages of dialogue. And before I go through the door, even now, I think, what if the audience thinks to himself, he's not the Frank Spencer we know? I'm still scared of that. But every time I get out there, they've never let me down. They've always gone for it because we tried to reinvent Frank for the 21st century. And it's the best job. It's the hardest job I've ever done, but it's the best and most satisfying I've ever done. I love being Frank Spencer anyway.
So when you say it's the hardest, has that anything to do with the fact that you, just like Michael Crawford, you do a lot of your own stunts?
Yeah, it's that. It's also I'm the linchpin of the whole thing. It's like six of us on stage at different varying times of the show, and to keep that together and as you just said, it's choreography of not just the dialogue, but of being in the right place at the right time. Because as Frank's life goes wrong, so does the house. Frank's life falls apart and the house falls apart around him. So I have to be at the right place at the right time for things to happen around me. And it's quite dangerous as well. So, yeah, it is the stunt work as well. We did have a stuntman come in and show me how to do the stuff, but even on the first day, he even hurt himself. He went, "You'll be all right." I said, "You all right? You've done it once. I've got to do it 168 times." And so I do end up with a lot of bruises, though, Claudia.
And, talking about Frank Spencer, he was accident prone. He wrote, just wound people up the wrong way, couldn't achieve pretty much anything. And you say you're like him, which is why it's easy for you to do the role. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, it is. Honestly, it's art mirroring life, a life mirroring art, whatever way you want to look at it. But yeah, I love being Frank because I never grew up. I'll never grow up. And I don't think Frank ever grew up. And that's what it's all about. But primarily, it's a love story between Frank and Betty. And you have to make him believable. Otherwise, why she still love this idiot after all the things he does? But you have to make him real. And that's what I try and do. I make my Frank Spencer slightly more real than the abstract caricature that Michael did with it. But ultimately, the heart of Frank is still there and the heart of Betty is still there. It's one of those things at the moment. We all need to laugh at the moment. And every night, it's 2 hours full of laughs, and I love doing it.
And really quickly, do you think it could come back to our TV screens?
Oh, I'd love to think so. I've got a screenwriter come to see it very soon. So fingers crossed that, yes, well, we can't guarantee that, but I'd love to see Frank re-emerging on telly in the 21st century. People need Frank. We all need a bit of Frank in our lives.
I, for one, will be all for it with my kids, with my family. Joe Pasquale, so lovely talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Claudia.